We live in a time of noise, endless opinions, half-truths, manufactured outrage. This report isn't here to entertain you. It's here to inform, challenge, and document reality. This is where power, policy, culture, and consequence intersect. I'm Kathy Gilbert, your guest host for this powerful and concerning episode of the Ballard Report. Let's get straight into it. The hidden crisis when accusations replace evidence. Most people believe the justice system works like a scale. Evidence on one side, defense on the other, carefully balanced, carefully weighed. But there is a growing corner of modern life where the scale has been replaced by a switch on or off, and once it's flipped, there is no easy way back. This is the hidden crisis of broken accusations. It doesn't begin in courtrooms or prison cells, it begins with a form, a few sentences, a checked box, a statement of fear, and then everything changes. A system built to protect, and how it fractured domestic violence laws were created for a necessary and moral purpose, to protect people in real danger. For decades, society failed victims by demanding bruises, witnesses, or broken bones before believing them. The law responded by lowering the threshold for intervention. Fear itself became evidence. That shift saved lives. It also created a vulnerability few anticipated. Today, temporary restraining orders can be issued in minutes, often without the accused present, without cross-examination, and without corroboration. This is intentional. The system is designed to act first and ask questions later. But when later comes weeks or months after everything has already been lost, justice begins to feel hollow. The Bible cautions, the first to speak seems right until another comes and questions him. In this system, the second voice often arrives too late. Marcus and the day his life vanished. Marcus didn't know he was being accused of anything. He came home from work to find the locks changed. A note taped to the door informed him that a temporary restraining order had been granted. He was not allowed inside, not to retrieve clothes, not to see his children, not to explain. There had been no police call, no argument that day, no physical harm alleged, only fear. Within hours, Marcus had lost access to his home, his family routine, and his reputation. Friends stopped calling. His employer placed him on leave. His name, once ordinary, now carried a shadow. He was never charged with a crime, but the punishment had already begun. The unspoken incentives no one talks about. To the public, a restraining order sounds like a shield. In reality, it can function like a lever. It often determines who stays in the home, who controls temporary custody, who pays support, who is framed as the safe parent. In contentious breakups or custody disputes, this imbalance can be decisive. And people talk. In private conversations, online forums, and informal coaching circles, a quiet script circulates. Say you're afraid. It doesn't have to be physical. Judges won't risk being wrong. Fear becomes strategy, not for safety, but for advantage. This isn't about gender. It's about power and incentives. Any system that rewards a claim without testing it will eventually be used by those willing to exploit it. When accusation becomes a verdict, James learned this the hard way. After 17 years at his job, one allegation was enough to remove him overnight. He wasn't interviewed. No investigation preceded the decision. Risk management demanded distance. Employers don't decide guilt, they avoid liability. And once the accusation exists, innocence becomes irrelevant to outcomes. Reputations die quietly. Screenshots spread. Search engines remember. Even when cases are dismissed, the stain lingers. Corrections rarely travel as far as accusations. The trauma that follows is profound. Psychologists describe it as identity collapse. Loss of status, isolation from community, and constant fear of being misunderstood. Many men withdraw entirely, not because they are guilty, but because they are untouchable. Scripture warns, do not spread false reports. But the digital age has industrialized them. Why the system moves so fast and listens so slowly? Police officers operate under strict directives, remove the perceived threat. They are not investigators in these moments. They are risk mitigators. Speed is prioritized because hesitation can cost lives. But speed has a cost. Temporary orders shape long-term outcomes. Early narratives harden into assumptions. Judges see patterns where there may only be momentum. What begins as a precaution quietly becomes a verdict. Justice, we are told, should be blind, but it should also be patient. The silent execution. Social erasure. The most devastating punishment is often invisible. Friends don't know what to say, so they say nothing. Family members choose distance over discomfort. Schools, churches, and community groups quietly pull away. The accused is still alive, still breathing, yet erased. No cell, no sentence. Just exile. In a world where reputation is currency, this is a kind of social death. Fixing what's broken without breaking protection. This crisis is not an argument against believing victims. It is an argument for strengthening credibility. True justice protects the vulnerable and guards against misuse. The two are not opposites, they are partners. Experts across law, psychology, and policy point to solutions that preserve safety while restoring balance. Faster evidentiary hearings, independent fact-finding early in the process, penalties for proven malicious claims, better training for judges on manipulation dynamics, systems that distinguish fear from evidence without dismissing either. The wisdom of Solomon was not speed. It was discernment, listening to both sides, testing claims carefully, understanding that truth is rarely served by shortcuts. The question we can no longer avoid, the hidden crisis, thrives in silence because it is uncomfortable, complex, and easily misunderstood. But systems that cannot be questioned eventually fail everyone they were meant to protect. The question is not whether victims deserve safety. They do. The question is whether justice can be both compassionate and fair, whether a system can protect the vulnerable without destroying the innocent. That answer will define the next generation of justice. Remember, this isn't just commentary. This is the Ballard Report. I'm Kathy Gilbert. If today's episode challenged your thinking or sharpened your perspective, support the work. Like this episode, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment that says, I want to learn more. Because information is everywhere, but understanding takes intention. And this is the Ballard Report.